Please note, floor access is now restricted. Guests should remain in their seats throughout the ceremony. Additional instructions regarding the exit process will be provided at the conclusion of the event. Thank you for joining us. Please take your seats. The ceremony is about to begin.
We're not just another medical school. We operate at the convergence of medicine and engineering.
Medicine has grown so dramatically in the last 10, 20, 30 years. It requires a a unique problem-solving skill set.
There could be a better way. There could be a better way to develop drugs, a better way to develop devices, a better way to interact with people at home, bringing health to them where they live, work, and study.
Physicians and engineers have come together and integrated seemingly totally disparate concepts into what is a coherent curriculum that will make new physicians, but also physicians that excel in being a physician. The engineering concepts are not taking away from the medical curriculum. They're making the medical curriculum better.
You are going to be surrounded by students who want to shape the future of medicine. You're going to be surrounded by faculty and staff who want to help you affect that change.
This could be the right school for you because we are all about changing those conventions. We would give you the tools so that you could redesign what the future of healthcare looks like.
As our students enter the program, they will see some things that look like a traditional medical education. They will see a lot of things that don't look like a medical education at all. Understanding signals and systems. The heart does not exist by itself. The kidneys do not exist by themselves. The lungs do not exist by themselves. All of these things interact with one another. Our students think of the body as interacting pieces, and perhaps think of disease as a failure of interacting pieces.
ASU is ranked #1 in innovation and has the largest school of engineering in the country.
So much of what we do at ASU is centered around innovation. It has an energy, it has a creativity, it has a cross-disciplinary approach toward solving problems. It's what we do.
The John Shufeldt School of Medicine and Medical Engineering is unique from the standpoint of offering 2 degrees in 4 years. Other schools do combine medicine and engineering, but not the way ASU is doing it.
That marriage of both clinical medicine as well as innovation, so that we are training the next generation of clinician, educator, innovators, and we call them physician engineers. The real-world experience starts from the first year of medical school.
Our students who will be receiving expert training in medical engineering and AI will be able to implement those skills on their clinical rotations in a clinical setting that embraces these advances in technologies in order to scale access to care and improve health outcomes. One of the goals of our school, which is very much embedded in the ASU charter, is our commitment to the health of our communities that we serve. We have tremendous mission alignment with our primary clinical affiliate, HonorHealth. HonorHealth is a network of health systems across Maricopa County, providing primary and specialty care to people who live, work, and serve in our community.
And we really have the breadth and the length of healthcare services, which is so essential for medical school.
Major changes in medicine are coming. What ASU has set out to do is to position our physicians to be the change makers as that change happens.
And our graduates will be well trained to make an impact, not just one patient at a time, but they will be trained in health system science, they'll be trained in the latest technologies that will enable them to scale access, and they will drive innovation, developing new tools and treatments for conditions that we currently are not able to solve. They need to have the skills to constantly stay up to date about where the technology is going to take us into the future. Our students will create that future.
Welcome to the John Shufeldt School of Medicine and Medical Engineering White Coat Ceremony. Our ceremony is now beginning.
please join me in welcoming our students and our platform party. We also want to acknowledge and thank our American Sign Language interpreters for supporting today's ceremony. You may now be seated. Good morning, and welcome to the inaugural White Coat Ceremony for the John Shufeldt School of Medicine and Medical Engineering. Today is more than a celebration. It is a new beginning. It marks the moment you step forward not simply as students, but as physician engineers, a dual professional identity that bridges the art of healing with the ingenuity of invention. You stand at the intersection of two great disciplines, each dedicated in its own way to solving humanity's most pressing issues, and you have chosen to master both. You are pioneers in every sense of the word. We see you, the innovators and change makers who will push boundaries of what medicine and engineering can achieve together. As our founding class, you carry a distinction that no class after you ever will. You are the first. The traditions we build today and the culture we create will all begin with you. Your white coat is a symbol worn by healers for generations, representing trust, compassion, competence, and service. We know, without a doubt, that this inaugural class will accomplish extraordinary things. You will touch the lives of countless patients and families, and your impact will ripple far beyond these walls into communities across the city, state, and beyond, reaching lives you may never meet in places you may never go. As we start this journey, let's take a moment to acknowledge those who walked on these lands before us. Please join us in viewing this land acknowledgement.
Arizona State University is located in Indian country. There are 22 tribal nations in Arizona. ASU's campuses are situated on the homelands of many indigenous peoples, including the Akimel, O'odham, and Peepash.
Arizona State University recognizes the original inhabitants of these lands
and recognizes that they still reside throughout the Phoenix metropolitan area.
And we recognize the impact of their wisdom and generosity towards us.
If you've flown into the valley, you have undoubtedly seen the Salt River Project canals that surround the area.
Those modern-day canals follow the framework of the canals originally constructed by ancestral Sonoran Desert people, Huhulkam, to make this area both livable and a place where peoples could thrive.
We acknowledge that the modern-day indigenous nations that descended from the ancestral peoples are the original inhabitants of this land.
It is now my honor to introduce the founding dean of the John Shufeldt School of Medicine and Medical Engineering, Dr. Holly Lisenby. Dr. Sarah Hollingsworth Lisenby is the founding dean, a board-certified psychiatrist, translational scientist, and internationally recognized leader at the convergence of medicine, neuroscience, and engineering. Dr. Lisenby has devoted her career to bringing together physicians, engineers, scientists, and patients to solve some of healthcare's most pressing challenges. Her pioneering work has advanced novel brain stimulation techniques through invention and engineering through clinical trials and clinical adoption, influencing the development of therapies that are improving the lives of patients around the world. Her innovations have resulted in patents, groundbreaking discoveries, and technologies that continue to shape the future of brain health. Before joining ASU, Dr. Lisenby served as the founding director of the Division of Translational Research at the National Institute of Mental Health. She also founded the National Institute of Mental Health's non-invasive neuromodulation unit. Prior to that, she held the J.P. Gibbons Endowed Professorship at Duke University and is Professor Emeritus and former Department Chair of Psychiatry and Behavioral Sciences. She is also a Distinguished Life Fellow of the American Psychiatric Association, an elected member and counselor of the Association of American Physicians, and a Fellow of the American Institute for Medical and Biological Engineering, one of the highest professional honors recognizing leaders in medical and biological engineering. Please join me in welcoming the founding dean of the ASU John Shufeldt School of Medicine and Medical Engineering, Dr. Holly Lisenby.
Good morning, everyone. I'm so excited to see all of you here today. To our students, your families and loved ones, our faculty and staff, our distinguished guests, university leaders, community partners, Dr. John Shufeldt and his family, who's here with us today, Dr. Renee Beckham and Major Michael Shufeldt, thank you so much for joining us today. Also, I want to welcome and recognize the members of our Community Advisory Board, HonorHealth leadership, and all of you who are friends of the John Shufeldt School of Medicine and Medical Engineering, welcome. We are especially honored to be joined here today by Health and Human Services Regional Director Aaron Tawney, as well as Arizona State Senator Karen Werner. I'd like to express my special gratitude to Senator Werner for her legislative leadership in securing the funding for ASU Health Headquarters in downtown Phoenix. I'd also like to recognize and thank the Governor, Hobbs, Mayor Gallego, the Arizona Board of Regents, all of whom were instrumental in making this school possible. A special thanks also go to ASU President Michael Crow, who you'll be hearing from shortly in a special video message. We're also delighted to be joined today by Provost Nancy Gonzalez, and I'd like to do a special shout out of thanks to Executive Vice President of ASU Health, Shireen Gabriel, who was also our planning dean, as well as Vice President for Innovation of ASU Health, Randy Bird, who was our inaugural Vice Dean. Also special thanks to, and there's so many people to thank, so thanks for bearing with me, to Deans Kyle Squires, Kenro Kasumi, Michael Udell, Judy Karshmer, Jody Pratuk, and many colleagues across ASU that made today possible. I have deep gratitude to the leadership of HonorHealth. especially Todd Laporte, who you'll be hearing from later in the program, Dr. John Neal, the members of the HonorHealth Board of Directors, and so many individuals across HonorHealth, our primary clinical affiliate, who have made our school possible. And I'd like to thank Vivek Kaparthi and Dr. Kiran Avansha on behalf of Prism Therapeutics for providing the white coats and stethoscopes for today's ceremony. Thank you all. So today is truly a day of celebration. We have so much to celebrate, don't we? Students, this is a day that your families have been dreaming of, and I'm so glad that so many families were able to join you today. It's a day that your mentors have helped you reach, and it's a day that you have earned through years of hard work, perseverance, and resilience. Congratulations, you made it. You're getting your white coats today. For generations, the white coat has symbolized the privilege and responsibility of joining the profession of medicine. It represents knowledge, professionalism, compassion, and the sacred trust that patients place in their doctors. It also reminds us that no physician practices alone. You are going to be training with and practicing with a rich interdisciplinary community of health professionals, including nurses, pharmacists, therapists, psychologists, social workers, physician's assistants, and also you'll be working alongside scientists, engineers, data scientists, all of whom bring expertise that are a fundamental part of outstanding patient care. So welcome to this interprofessional community of healthcare providers. And welcome to the profession of medicine. There's never been a more exciting time to become a physician. Between artificial intelligence and genomics, precision medicine, regenerative medicine, digital health, all of these are transforming the future of healthcare, and you are part of that transformation. Today, we diagnose diseases earlier. We treat things that we could not treat before, and people are living longer lives than ever before. And yet, despite these accomplishments, which are many and important, some of the greatest challenges in healthcare remain unsolved. Too many people still cannot access affordable, high-quality care. Too many diseases remain without effective treatments and cures. And although we've extended life expectancy, our health spans have not kept pace with our lifespans. These are not simply challenges to manage. These are actually problems to solve. That's why our school exists. The John Shufeldt School of Medicine and Medical Engineering was founded on a very simple but transformative idea: that the future of medicine belongs to physicians who can not only diagnose disease, but develop better solutions. Here, engineering is not an add-on to medicine, it's a new way of viewing medicine. Engineers ask different questions. For example, why is healthcare designed the way it is today? Could we build something better? That mindset of problem-solving and innovation is essential to the future of healthcare. And you are here to become a new type of physician who has that mindset from the outset. One who understands not only biology, but also technology. Not only disease, but systems. Not only today's standard of care, but what's possible tomorrow. You will learn to care for patients with compassion while also redesigning healthcare systems, responsibly harnessing artificial intelligence, developing novel technologies, and translating discovery into better care. You will ask not only, how do I take care of this patient in front of me, but also you'll ask, how do I prevent the next patient from getting ill in the first place? That's the promise of bringing together engineering and medicine, technology in the service of humanity. You're not simply preparing to practice medicine, you're preparing to transform it. You're becoming physician engineers who will be the architects of the future of healthcare. When you encounter a problem, and there are many, don't simply say, well, this is the way it's always been done. Ask, why? Question assumptions, follow the evidence, build something better. That spirit of innovation is in the DNA of Arizona State University, and starting today, it's in yours as well. As our inaugural class, you will develop our traditions, you will establish our culture, you will become our first alumni. Future students will follow in the path that you are forging today, This is an extraordinary privilege and an amazing opportunity, and you are up to this challenge. Before I conclude, I'd like to leave you with a few lessons that have guided me throughout my career. The first is, every patient is a living textbook of medicine. What I mean by that is that no lecture or journal article can teach you as much as a patient who trusts you enough to share their story. Earn that trust and listen carefully. Your patients will become among your most valuable teachers. I know that's certainly been the case for me. Second, medicine is a lifetime of learning. Now, yes, 4 years seems long, and you will graduate in 4 years, but your learning will not stop when you graduate. Medicine truly is a lifetime of learning, and we are going to teach you how to continue to learn the evolving field of medicine throughout your careers. And in fact, you will be a part of contributing to that evolution through your innovations and discoveries. The third lesson is question dogma. Now, traditions are important, certainly respect tradition, but never mistake tradition for truth. Medicine advances because courageous people ask difficult questions and follow the evidence where it leads. And then finally, never forget that medicine is fundamentally a human endeavor. There's a quote that hangs in my office from Dr. Francis Peabody that reads, "The secret of the care of the patient is in caring for the patient." Yes, technology will always advance, artificial intelligence will become more capable over time, but at the end of the day, it's compassion, empathy, integrity, humility, and kindness that will always distinguish extraordinary physicians. So care for your patients, care for each other, and care for yourselves. The world needs healthy physicians every bit as much as it needs brilliant ones. So, class of 2030, when you receive your white coat today, I hope you look back on this day and realize that what you truly received was a calling to heal, to discover, to innovate, and to serve. The white coats you receive today are not symbols of what you've already accomplished, they are symbols of what the world is trusting you to become. Somewhere, there's a child today waiting for a cure that has not yet been developed. There's a parent hoping for a diagnosis that current medicine cannot provide. And there's a family searching for health care that is more accessible, more affordable, and more compassionate than what we have today. And though they may not know your names, they will live healthier lives as a consequence of what you accomplish during your careers. They will suffer less because of what you invent. They will find hope because of the systems that you redesign. The future is not waiting for someone else, it's waiting for you, and you are ready. As our inaugural class, you are our first physician engineers. You are the first chapter in the story of the John Shufeldt School of Medicine and Medical Engineering. Someday people will look back on this moment as the start of something truly extraordinary, not because of our institution, but because of the people in this very room, each and every one of you. So welcome to the John Shufeldt School of Medicine and Medical Engineering. Welcome to the professions of medicine and engineering. Welcome to the privilege of serving humanity. Onward and upward. Thank you.
Please now welcome Todd Laporte, CEO of HonorHealth, our primary clinical affiliate. Todd Laporte has led our primary clinical affiliate, HonorHealth, as CEO since 2017, overseeing an integrated health system comprising of 9 acute care hospitals, hundreds of outpatient facilities, a research institute, a behavioral health hospital, a rehabilitation hospital, and a wide range of community services that address social determinants of health and military preparedness.
Well, hello everyone, students, families, faculty, distinguished guests. Full disclosure, this speech was not prepared by AI. I do hope it has a hint of human intelligence though, so let's give it a shot. So first, congratulations to this inaugural class of the ASU John Shufeldt School of Medicine and Medical Engineering. You're making history. years from now, people will talk about this first class and the group bold enough to step into something brand new and help define what it becomes. That's you. Today is the beginning of an incredible journey, one that will challenge you, inspire you, and transform you. And as the primary clinical affiliate for this extraordinary school, all of us at HonorHealth are incredibly proud and so excited to welcome you into our hospitals, our clinics, and care teams over these coming years. I'll admit, standing here makes me feel a little old, maybe just jealous of what your impact will yet be. But at least I can try to share whatever wisdom I've gathered along the way. So first, my Cajun heritage motto, Lâche pas la patate, which means never let go of the potato, which means never give up. Second, people remember how you make them feel far longer than they remember subject matter details. I recently met an old acquaintance who talked about his son having a brain tumor removed. He remembered telling the neurosurgeon after the successful surgery that he was so relieved that his family could go back to normal life again. The neurosurgeon told him his family would never return to normal. The doctor went on to say, your son and family will live better than your old normal and be drawn together by a bond stirred by the shared experience of the trauma. Third, every member of the care teams you work with has a special gift, just like you. Cherish it, show gratitude for it, and let the sum of those colleagues' gifts lift you up. So you're entering a profession built on science, innovation, and clinical excellence, but also one built on humanity. Patients may not remember every lab value or every medication adjustment, but they'll remember whether you looked them in the eye, whether you sat beside them, whether you listened, whether you treated them like a person instead of a diagnosis. That's the kind of medicine we believe in at HonorHealth. And I think that's what makes ASU's vision so special. You are training at the intersection of medicine, engineering, technology, and human connection. You'll have opportunities that previous generations of physicians wish they had. AI-assisted diagnostics, advanced robotics, precision medicine, predictive analytics. It's extraordinary. But even with all the innovation coming your way, certain things will never change. People need caregivers they can trust. People need hope. People need compassion. People need people. The white coat you received today represents a milestone, one that acknowledges your achievements that got you here, but also that sirens a responsibility to reach your full potential. Patients will invite you into the most vulnerable moments of their lives. They will depend on you to help them and heal them and sometimes save their lives. You do not have to be perfect to become an exceptional physician. There will be days when you feel overwhelmed, days when you question yourself, days when you're exhausted and maybe just running on caffeine. What matters is that you just keep showing up. Stay curious, stay humble, lean on one another, and never lose sight of your purpose. So I'm a big music guy. I still love vinyl records. And one of the things I love most about records is that every scratch and imperfection tells part of the story. Your growth won't come from flawless moments. It'll come from the difficult cases, the mistakes you learn from, and the patients who change you. Over the next several years inside HonorHealth, I hope you'll do more than learn medicine. I hope you build relationships, that you find mentors, that you discover the joy that can come from caring for others. The best caregivers I know are the ones who don't have all the answers in the room. They're the ones who bring people together, who listen, who collaborate, and who elevate everyone around them. So on behalf of HonorHealth, welcome. We are honored to be part of your journey and we cannot wait to learn alongside you and watch the impact you'll have on the future of medicine. Congratulations, class of 2030.
We are honored to share remarks from Arizona State University President Michael Crow.
Hey, Michael Crow here, president of ASU. Just first want to congratulate all of you on your White Coat Day for getting into the Shufeldt School of Medicine and Medical Engineering. This is really a monumental day for you and a monumental day for us at ASU for two reasons. One, you're on your path to medical engineering degrees, which is a thing that we're very proud of. That is, all of you, even if you're not engineers now, and most of you aren't, are going to end up being physician engineers, thinking in new ways, moving in new ways, learning in new ways. And we, ASU, are taking all the tools of learning that we have, all the tools of intellectual design that we have, all the way that we've been experiencing in the last 20 plus years of doing, teaching, learning, and discovery in new ways, and we're bringing all those things to bear for you as students. And so you're really not just the inaugural class, you're a whole new breed, if you will, a whole new type of physician that's going to be produced, and that's what we're really excited about. We're excited about that because we don't need more of the same old to solve all of our problems. We need new thinking, new models, new tools, new understanding, new ways of learning, new ways of carrying out medicine, new ways of scaling medicine, new ways of scaling problems. In fact, this new medical school is a part of what we call ASU Health. Most universities that have their name in front of the word health are running a big medical center. That's not what we're doing. We're running a whole series of things, connecting with all of the medical centers here in Metro Phoenix and ultimately in other places. And what we're doing is we're trying to find a way in which everything that we do in teaching, like the medical school for you, learning, which you're going to be doing as a part of your clinical training, and then discovery, which you're also going to be involved in, and then the faculty and others will also be involved in that from around the university, is now all devoted to one thing, and that is the measured success of the health outcomes of Arizona writ large. That's a broader question, a more complicated question than patient by patient by patient by patient, and you'll certainly be working with patients individually, but you're a part of a bigger, broader push that we have to take a whole new angle on health outcomes for Arizonans, including what we call our medical engineering school. So we're very excited about that. It really is the case that you're a seedling just like us. Our hope is that you will be empowered as a master learner going forward by the method. The word that's used in our art, in our business, is pedagogy. That our pedagogy, our design for learning, will help you to become these unique, powerful driving forces going forward. So we're very excited. Each of you have been individually selected. Each of you have earned your way into this school. Each of you are a part of the vision that we have for this school. So I'm sorry that I can't be there with you today, but I'm really excited that you're launched. I'll come over there and see you guys in a while, and really congratulations on the white coats.
Today marks an important milestone, if you haven't already noticed, in the lives of our students. As I place the white coat on your shoulders today, I recognize the dedication, perseverance, and purpose that brought you to this moment. The white coat is more than a symbol of your profession. It represents a commitment to compassion, integrity, service, and lifelong learning. It is a reminder that every patient encounter is built on trust and that your knowledge must always be guided by humanity. I hope you wear it with humility, honor, and pride as you begin your journey to becoming a physician. Congratulations and welcome to the profession. We will now begin the presentation of white coats. I would like to introduce our Senior Associate Dean for Medical Education, Dr. Beth Baker, who will be reading the names.
Bruce Axe. Ian Berkram. Suhas Bankur. Joseph Che. Alexander Dashuta. Jordan Ann Edwards. Ashlyn Germanos. Tandon Allen Hovey. Maha Iyer. Zainab Kadam. Andrew Kotz. Zach Krautz. Mendel Kreitenberg. Naveen Kumar. Hannah Lennon. Cole Mattison. Manu Mehta. Aditya Menon. Siddhi Motiwala. Hirsch Nanda. Julia Neal. Dustin Nguyen. Tej Patel. Cody Joseph Pham. Philip Pham. Grace Pion. Anirudh Raja. Priyanka Rao. Tyler Rowe. Erica Shug. Satendra Singh. Natalie Greer Smith. Eric Clay Stevens. Zarin Tashnim. Daniel Weir. Madeline Wise. All right, let's give a final round of applause for our inaugural class. Yeah.
Our keynote speaker for today is a visionary entrepreneur, physician, and founder whose commitment to innovation helped make this school possible. John Shufeldt is a man of many accomplishments. He holds an MD, JD, and MBA, and is board certified in emergency medicine. He obtained his MBA, JD from ASU, as well as a Six Sigma Black Belt from the Ira A. Fulton Schools of Engineering in 2015. He founded the urgent care company NextCare in 1993, growing it from a single clinic to a network of 60 facilities across 6 states. He has founded a number of other health ventures, including national telehealth provider MeMD in 2010 and Tribal Health in 2015 to address critical health care disparities in indigenous communities. Please welcome Dr. John Shufeldt.
if I had choked up, excuse me a little bit. Distinguished faculty, totally amazing staff, families, friends, and most importantly, the inaugural class of the ASU John Shufeldt School of Medicine and Medical Engineering. That still sounds like a mouthful. Welcome. The parents, first off, to the parents, let me say thank you. I was able to spend some time on Monday with these amazing students, and I have to tell you, I left there as enthusiastic and hopeful about the future of medicine that I've ever been. You guys crushed it, so thank you. Years ago, I was an emergency medicine resident, and I walked by this patient and was immediately struck by the look on his face. He was in his late 70s, and he was dying. It was his last day on earth, and he knew it. He had this abject look of sadness on his face. And although he wasn't in pain, he was clearly distraught. And every time I walked by him, he looked more and more angst-ridden. And I started calling it the if-only look. He was sitting there and thinking about all the things he wished he'd done or said and didn't. And here he was with only a few hours left, and he was regretting it. And I swore to myself right then I would not die with that look on my face. In fact, I spent so much time in the cockpit, I figured I'd probably be more like this. Soon after, I saw this quote. The definition of hell is that on your deathbed, you'll meet the person you could have become. Soon after that, I put together what I call my personal mission statement: to live a life in the service of others and to leave the world a better place than I found it. This has been a North Star for me and what I apply when evaluating various opportunities. Our family doing a small part to help get this medical school off the ground is simply a pebble in a pond way to pay it forward, so that you and the generations of physicians that follow you will continue to leave the world a better place than you found it. The amazing adventure that we're on together is simply me trying to fulfill this personal mission statement. Now, the good news is that I get to cheer you on, and you 36 get to do all the work. I've always said I get far more than I give. But I'd like to take a few minutes to share some thoughts as you start out with this incredible adventure. So I'll lead with this. Class 2030, there's one capital T truth. You are the most accomplished, most distinguished, and best-looking class we've ever admitted. Clearly one of the advantages of being the inaugural class. You are statistically and historically undefeated, so strong work. You've taken every class and test someone could think to require, as well as done research, service, shadowing, scribing, written applications, secondaries, been interviewed. You've managed debt anxiety, family expectations, and this strange pre-med obstacle course that seems to test whether a person can remain human while being optimized for a career in medicine, and yet you're here, which is really good because we've been waiting for you. Medicine needs people who can survive an absurdly demanding system without becoming absurdly demanding themselves. Today you just received your white coat, and everyone will tell you correctly it is a symbol. It represents trust and service, professionalism, knowledge, compassion, responsibility, and endless possibilities. But I want to tell you something slightly less ceremonial. The coat is also an invitation to lead a life of service to others. It means people are going to come to you on the worst days of their lives and expect you to know what to do. They will bring their pain, their fear, their secrets, their children, their parents, their addictions, their confusions, and their Google searches. In the middle of all that, oh, it happens. In the middle of all that, your job is not to be perfect. Your job is to simply be useful. And that distinction may save you. You are entering the greatest profession I know. If I had to start over knowing all the sleepless nights and paperwork and heartbreak and mistakes and administrative nonsense and humbling moments when a patient teaches you more than a textbook ever could, I would choose medicine 100 out of 100 times. I can think of nothing else I would have rather done with my life. So I want to talk a little bit more about not what the code offers, but what it asks of you. And it's three things. It asks you to stay wide, it asks you to stay steady, and it asks you to stay grateful. And because you're the first class, it asks you to build a culture worthy of the trust that that coat announces before you've quite fully earned it. So let's start with the first one. The first thing is the coat asks you to stay wide. I've always been a doctor and. That is a doctor and something else. So for me, it was an entrepreneur and a lawyer and pilot and a student. Doctor and wherever my curiosity led me, it would not leave me alone. What I'm saying is that medicine is not a box, it's a platform, and it's a platform to leap off of. It gives you a way to see the world. It teaches you how to walk into uncertainty, gather facts, make decisions with incomplete information, and accept responsibility for the outcome. Medical training gives you skills that are useful everywhere. The danger, however, of medical training is it can make you narrow before it makes you wise. You learn the language, you learn the rituals, you learn the hierarchy. Some narrowing is necessary. You can't practice medicine casually, you can't dabble. Competence requires discipline and grit. Wisdom, however, requires range. So keep the other parts of yourself alive. Keep the engineer, which you'll get, the musician, the coder, the athlete, the rabbi, the person who loves history, robotics, public policy, golf, or some hobby your future residency director won't fully understand, but it may keep you sane. So basically stay incredibly curious. This school is built around the and. Medicine and engineering, biology and design, patient care and systems thinking, the person in front of you and the devices around them. That matters because many problems in healthcare are not just medical problems, they're process problems, access, communication, technology, design, equity, finance, and too often, unfortunately, courage problems. One day, the part of you that refuses to become narrow will allow you to see something everyone else has been trained not to notice. So be a great doctor. That's the price of admission. But be a doctor and spouse and parent and friend. Be curious and humble. Be ambitious and kind. Be deeply technical and wonderfully human. Wear that white coat with pride and never let it become the whole of who you are. Let it represent not only what you know, but how deeply you care. The second thing the coat asks you is that you stay steady. Calm is contagious. But so is panic, and panic actually may be more contagious because it has better marketing. Anyone who has spent time in an emergency department or ICU knows this about panic. The patient is crashing, the alarm's going off, someone's asking you to set up the airway, someone's wondering where the blood is, the family's outside, the stakes are extreme. And then without announcing it, someone will start looking for a thermostat. Someone will set the emotional temperature. Make sure it's you. Not because you are the loudest, not because you're performing authoritatively, not because you are pretending nothing is wrong. Real calm is not indifference. It is not detachment from suffering. It is a disciplined decision to be fully present without being owned by the chaos. William Osler called this equanimous, often described as imperturbability and equanimity. When the room is heating up, your job is to lower the temperature. The patient does not need your fear, they've got plenty of their own. The team does not need your drama, they need your clarity. And this does not just apply to clinical situations. Take what you learn and be steady throughout your training and your life. Your classmates do not need your competitiveness masquerading as excellence, they need your collaboration. Your family does not need anxiety about your exams, your patients, or your schedule, they need your emotional presence. Calm is not a personality trait you either possess or lack, it is practice. You build it by preparing well, telling the truth, listening carefully, admitting what you don't know, and asking for help early. There's a line often attributed to Viktor Frankl, renowned physician, author in Holocaust survival. Between stimulus and response, there's a space. And in that space is our power to choose our response. And in our response lies our growth and freedom. You will make mistakes. I make them daily, just ask. We all do. When you do, own them, learn from them, keep them as short as possible. Keep moving forward towards the patient and the team. Shame is a poor operating system. Responsibility is much better. Do not allow yourself to feel like an imposter. You have earned your place. Finally, part of being calm is being able to support those around you. And this may be the most important advice you hear today, at least from me. Medical school has a way of making highly accomplished people feel for the first time in their life average. You have all been stars, and now you are in a room full of stars, so the lighting is going to feel a little bit different. There will be moments when someone sitting near you is quietly falling apart. They may look polished. They may still be saying, I'm good, in that unconvincing way someone says, I'm good, while their soul is crying for help. Pay attention, share wisdom, check in, engage people, celebrate each other's wins. And when a friend is struggling, be the one who helps, not the one who helps them hide. When you are struggling, say so. It is not weakness, it's actually courage. The great lie in medicine is that competence requires invulnerability. It doesn't. In fact, the opposite is true. The safest doctors are the ones who know when they need help and ask for it early. There is a moment in every crisis, clinical or otherwise, when you can either give in to the chaos or choose calm. So choose calm and then remain steady. The third thing the code asks is that you stay grateful. Gratitude is not pretending everything is fine. It is not ignoring debt and exhaustion and bureaucracy or that ridiculous experience of checking and boxing in the EHR 17 times just to prove the thing you just did. Gratitude is not denial. Gratitude is attention. It is a knowledge that you get to do this. You get to be in the room. You get to learn the language of the body. You get to hold someone's hand during surgery, before surgery. You get to tell the family the good news, and you get to share the truth when the news is tough. You get to be trusted by people who you met 5 minutes ago because the white coat says you're there to help. And yes, some days the work will make you feel difficult to be grateful. Some days gratitude will be buried under fatigue and cynicism and inbox message and difficult patients and difficult colleagues and prior authorizations. I know what happens when gratitude disappears. You may remain efficient, you may remain productive, you may even remain impressive, but you will become numb. And the danger in numbness is that the patient can feel it before you realize it. So practice gratitude deliberately. Thank the nurses, thank the techs, thank the environmental staff, thank the person who answers the phone at 2 a.m., thank the patient who lets you learn from them, thank your family for absorbing the strange emotional weather of loving someone in medicine, thank your classmates because they're about to see you at your best, your worst, and your most sleep deprived. And someday when you are tired and someone looks at you and says, thank you, doctor, let it land. Don't brush it off too quickly. Let it remind you why you started. Let it be the why of you being here today. Now, because you are the inaugural class, the code asks something unusual of you. You are not just entering a school, you are creating one. You were chosen because we believe you have the tenacity and grit to navigate what at times may be turbulent and uncharted waters. This is a superpower, but it's also a heavy responsibility. Mark Aurelius said it best, be like the promontory against which waves continually break, but stands firm and tames the fury of the water around it. So be that promontory. In those moments, you will build a culture. You will build it in the hallway after a hard exam, in the virtual anatomy lab, in the way you talk about patients when patients aren't around, in whether you help classmates who are struggling, and whether you treat staff with respect when no one is watching. Culture is what people are willing to tolerate. So set a very high bar. Set it for culture. Make this a place where excellence and kindness are not treated as opposing forces. Make it a place where ambition does not require sharp elbows. Make it a place where asking for help is not a sign of weakness. Set the bar for service. It is a decision to orient your talent towards someone else's needs. It means you remember the story's center is not you, and the patient is not an interruption to your education or lunch or sleep. The patient is the reason for it. And remember, you are not smarter than the patient. You only know more about medicine. Set the bar for usefulness. I hope you earn awards and publish papers and build technologies and match well and do spectacularly well in every measurable way. But the deeper question is not what did you achieve, it's what did you make better. The school is not merely here to produce physicians who can survive the system. We have enough of those. The school is here to produce physicians who redesign the system. And because you are first, you have one more responsibility. Help the faculty and staff make the school better for those that follow. Some things are going to go perfectly. Some things will not. When something is clunky, say so. When a process is broken, help repair it. Don't confuse complaining with leadership. Complaining is easy. Leadership is bringing the problem and staying long enough to help build the solution. At some point, every physician has to decide what sort of wake they want to leave behind. And I mean wake is the disturbance you create by moving through the world. Every interaction creates a ripple. Most are small. You teach someone a phrase that helps them comfort a family. You show a colleague how to hold an ultrasound probe. You apologize when you are wrong. You call a patient back yourself. You stay a few extra minutes. You make the system slightly better for the people that come after you. Those ripples will travel farther than you think. This is the pebble in the pond. You may never see the far shore. That's part of the deal. You will help people who will never remember your name. You will teach people who later teach others. You will comfort families who will carry your words with them for the rest of your lives. You will make decisions on ordinary Tuesdays that echo for decades in the lives of people you met 5 minutes ago. That's medicine. It is both intimate and enormous at the same time. So be the pebble. Be small enough to be humble, solid enough to matter, willing to enter the uncharted and turbulent waters. And understand this, your career will not be defined by the dramatic moments. Much of the impact will come from the accumulation of small, decent acts repeated over the years. Medicine, as you already heard, is a lifelong education and one without a final exam. And I will tell you, the more I've learned, the more I become aware of how much I absolutely do not know. And that should not frighten you. It should keep you curious, keep you humble, and above all, keep you honest. Do enough good, quietly, consistently, that long after you are gone, someone somewhere is better because you were here. Let me close with Osler said this. The good physician treats a disease. The great physician treats a person who has a disease. And that's really the whole thing. Learn the disease, master the science, build the technology, redesign the system, use every tool that this extraordinary school will offer you, and never forget the patient. You just received your white coat that is too white, too starched, and in the beginning probably too large for what you think you know. That's all right, that's the way it's supposed to feel. The coat is an extraordinary invitation to stay wide, to stay steady, to stay grateful, to become worthy of the trust people place in you. The coat is an invitation to become the person you meet on your deathbed. That's the work. Class 1, strong work. I'm so looking forward to watching you grow. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that inspiring talk. Next up, a tradition that we're starting here at the John Shufeldt School of Medicine and Medical Engineering is the creation of a class oath. Oaths represent a starting point, a foundation upon which curricula and learning can be built. The students came together and created their own class oath during the Becoming a Physician Engineer course this week. Through reflection, discussion, and consensus, they identified the principles they believe should guide them as a physician, engineers, and as members of this new community. The oath you are about to hear reflects not only their individual aspirations, but the culture they helped to build within this institution and the professions. I now invite all students to please stand for the recitation of the oath, and class member Bryce Axe will lead the oath.
Please repeat after me. We take this oath to our colleagues in medicine and engineering, our patients and our collaborators, committing to uphold these values for ourselves and for the wider communities that we serve. I vow to provide and sustain compassionate, human-centered care that honors the dignity, autonomy, and confidentiality of every patient. I will take a holistic approach that honors the patient's values, lived experiences, and identity. I will be courageous and advocate for patients' rights in all matters of health and healthcare. I vow to support scientific discovery, disease prevention, and informed policy to meet healthcare needs. I will innovate charged by my interdisciplinary training, not only to heal, but to engineer a healthier future. I will strive to ensure resources are used wisely and ethically. I will pursue lifelong learning and stay at the forefront of medicine. I will commit my attention to learning, development, and my well-being, acknowledging that these are required for the betterment of my patients. I will share medical knowledge for the advancement of humanity, and I will recognize the limits of my expertise and admit what I do not know. I will foster a culture of collaboration that promotes justice and fairness. I promise to embody the values of humility, integrity, and respect in my practice. From here and onwards, I accept my calling to serve and cherish the privilege of becoming a physician engineer. Thank you.
You can now be seated. We are honored to welcome Arizona Poet Laureate Alberto Rios, who has created a poem just for this occasion.
Thank you very much. In a world full of problems, I'm thrilled to be in a room full of solutions. And that's you. I have often thought about how medicine has the X-ray, humanities have the poem. And so we'll try looking at everything you've heard today through the lens of a poem. This is called Threshold. You arrive with your own story, yet you enter into many. The hand that steadies, the voice that calls your name, the unseen chorus of others who have walked this same hallway. You enter carrying more than your body. You bring the quiet weight of hope, the breath of others, the voices of those waiting. Every step is a possible beginning. Every door, a second chance opening. Here, pain does not vanish, but it is met. Here, pain is named, but so is courage. In this place, healing is not a promise, but a labor shared, a work of many hands. Time slows here to the rhythm of care, to the enduring work of listening. And when you leave, you will not leave as you arrived. This home will have remembered your story, and you will carry a quiet courage back into the waiting world. So come in. This harbor has been prepared for you. And somewhere in these rooms is the tomorrow you need, the tomorrow your hope has already begun to shape. Congratulations.
Class of 2030, today you've taken your first formal step into your dual professional identity. As our founding class, you inherit no legacy, you begin one. A legacy of excellence, curiosity, commitment, and service, and now it starts with you. Thank you to our families, faculty, staff, and guests for joining us for this historic occasion. Congratulations and welcome. Let's give a round of applause to our new physician engineers. And students, let's give a round of applause to the friends and family who are here to support you today and also watching online. I ask that everyone remains seated until your row is dismissed. Students and guests, please wait in your seats until the deans and faculty have processed off the stage and out of the hall. We invite all guests to join us for a reception immediately following the ceremony in the lobby. Thank you so much for joining us on this momentous occasion.